the police department and one for the fire. Chief Mon, go right ahead.
Good afternoon, Councilor Majuk. This item is to enter into an agreement with Upstate University Hospital so that the fire department can obtain medication for our EMS program. This term will go starting on May 1st for 2 years, and this will be used to purchase emergency medical and safety supplies, and also our narcotics that we use on our ambulance and other first response vehicles.
Is this a first contract or is this just a renewal?
This is just a renewal. Basically, all the meds we use for our first response, and especially on our ambulance, we buy them through Upstate University Hospital. So it's just renewing the contract, and this would have a period of 2 years on it if it's approved.
Okay.
And typically,
what did we spend on it last year, Chief? Do you know?
Approximately. Generally, each year we spend approximately $5,400 on these drugs.
Okay. Councilors, any questions? Okay. Motion to put the motion forward. Any seconds?
So moved. Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Councilor.
Is that all, Chief?
Yes, sir. That's all I have today, Councilor. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot. Chief Cecil.
Yes, good afternoon. So the only item we have on for today is to move some of the DARE money that was generated during the monster truck jam of 2019, move it into the DARE account so we can use it for, pencils and things like that go along with the DARE account. It's $7,840 and some change. It is for the 2019 DARE program. We had an internal audit going on and a few other things, so we weren't able to put it in last year, which it would normally go in. So we're just trying to shift the money into the DARE account this year, or the money generated in 2019.
Okay. Now, just out of curiosity, Chief, what do we usually spend on DARE?
We usually spend, some of the money actually, because they have to be certified every year or every 2 years to teach the DARE program, it's to go to a convention. So a lot of the money pays for them to go to training, basically. I don't know but it's a great question because I don't know what we'll spend it on this time. We just recently had our final DARE officer retire last week. So we currently don't have any DARE officers. So I'm guessing it would be spent on pencils and different other stuff that we would hand out to the students in school. I don't know if it would be the SERP officers doing it now or what have you, or if the chief intends to fill those positions. But it's for both training and the merchandise that we hand out to the students.
So is the officers the one that do the training, facilitate it?
It is officers. Yep, we had dedicated officers. At one time we had 4 or 5. They have slowly begun to retire. And again, the last one just retired last week. So we currently do not have any DARE or grade officers.
So the participants are the community members, or is it who are the participants? Are they just people or organizations?
Oh no, these DARE officers go to the schools. They have a regular routine where they go to 5 or 6 schools each day and teach to the students. It's mostly the younger students.
Okay. And the reception has been good otherwise, right?
Yeah, it's always been great. In fact, whenever we're canvassing for police department and we run into candidates that have come from city schools, a lot of times they'll mention their DARE officer or their SERP officer, and they know them by name. And it's usually the reason they decided to become a police officer. So it's very valuable, I think.
And within all 5 high schools, or does it go to middle school?
Sure. So they mostly hit middle schools and elementary schools. They didn't do much in the high schools.
Counselors, I'm hugging this. The one of you would ask a question.
So what kind of themes do you teach the children? What is the the course about?
Sure, the curriculum is all about resistance to drugs. So the DARE program was resistance to drugs, but now they teach the DARE program and the GREAT program. And the GREAT program is basically DARE with regards to gangs. So they talk to them about how to stay out of gangs, not get involved in gangs and things like that. So it's all about, building a lifestyle that where you avoid drugs and you avoid gangs.
So do you have identified potential new officers to do this work?
We would, again, just because of attrition, we have other officers that would love to do it. We just have to figure out whether we can move officers in there, because we have all our other business to do too, taking calls and things like that. So it's going to be a discussion we're going to have.
Okay.
Have you ever thought of partnering with community centers, Chief, besides just elementary school?
It's a great question. I have a feeling that they've gone, my memory seems to think that they have gone into some of the community centers, Southwest Community Center and some of the other ones, but I'm not sure. But it's a good idea, obviously. It's just that the custodians, it's always been in the schools. But.
Yes, Deputy Mayor, we can hear you.
It's not Deputy Mayor, it's President Hudson.
I'm sorry, Madam President.
I want to just ask a question. So, Chief Cecil, have you ever thought about using some of the retired officers from previous?
Madam President, that's a great question. We have thought of that. And it's one of the things we're considering, because they would, in most cases, many of our DARE officers would probably come right back as SPOs and do the job again. But we do have a couple of hurdles. Anytime we do that, we have to run it by the union, and if they feel that we're taking away actual jobs from police officers, they create barriers.
But they were DARE officers from the beginning.
What's that?
But they were DARE officers to start with. They're just retired.
Oh, correct. Well, what their argument is always this. So now it's a position that maybe we have 5 or 6 people that have transfers in for it. They want that. They've aspired to do that in the later part of their careers, and now their argument would be they can't have that. They can't move into that position because you've hired retirees to fill those positions.
All right, I get it.
It's their argument, not mine.
Chief Cecil, maybe you can also give some thought to maybe you can pair the officers, whoever those may be at NB, right? With there are various agencies in our neighborhoods that do deal with these kinds of programs, and they do have grants that support those programs. You may be able to pair some of their coordinators or whoever delivers program with your officers, and together, go do these presentations to the children. Could be something that could help with the engagement piece.
Yep, no, it's a great idea, because if we do move out of this business, it would be great to have someone else step in and take over the role. No doubt about it.
So if I'm understanding that correctly, Chief, Councilor Paniagua is asking if we maybe if we could contract it, maybe have a contract with communities rather than officers doing it themselves. Was that what you
Pairing them, so that they could go together,
Okay.
because the community members, they're living it, right? So those things that you're talking about. So it would be a great probably combination.
Okay. No, understood. I thought you meant them taking over the role, but
No. It's I meant to go together. Yeah.
No, good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
If you ever need some help in getting those contacts, you reach out. I can help you with that.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions? Well, Chief, we appreciate you answering our questions.
You're welcome.
Making a motion to move it. Any seconds?
So moved. Second.
All right, thank you, Councilor Allen. Thank you for coming. All right, have a great afternoon.